It has all come down to this in Indiana. Allison Fisher, Kelly Fisher. It's the finals of the WPBA Great Lakes Classic presented by the American Pool Players Association. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Michigan City, the WPBA Classic Tour. As always, glad to have you with us for a final event that proves to be very exciting. Mitch Lawrence, alongside the Black Widow, Jeanette Lee, Allison Fisher, Kelly Fisher. They've been together just a short time in terms of the game, but already have built up a fantastic rivalry, Jeanette.
Yeah, these two have just been at it. And last year, they met each other in the U.S. Open and in the Nationals, and Allison's had the better of it. So Kelly's looking to break this pattern.
Okay, here's the chance for her to do it. The finals of the Great Lakes Classic. Let's get it started.
How about the final of the 2008
there you see
Great
it,
Lakes
that
Classic
matchup.
featuring Allison
52 times
Fisher
Allison
and Kelly
Fisher has won a
Let's
title.
lag and get it
Kelly
going.
Fisher, all three in San Diego, absolutely wants to bring that to an end. Great weeks, needless to say, by both players. And here we are with the lag for the opening break. Kelly Fisher on the left, Allison Fisher on the right. English women both, and a close lag, but it will go to quick fire. Kelly Fisher, you hear them back and forth, very good friends away from the tour. Both live in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, Jeanette.
And not related.
And not related. They know each other's games very well, as we see our referee Steve Tipton from above get the opening rack ready. This is what we've been waiting for in Michigan City this week, to see who will take home the 2008 Great Lakes Classic title. The break so important. Kelly Fisher will have the opportunity to make a statement on the opening rack. Let's see how she handles it. Solid.
Ooh. Balls were flying in the
wow.
hole, and unfortunately has no shot on the two ball.
3 balls on the break, Jeanette.
Yeah, the one ball went in the side, made 2 corner balls. So now she has the opportunity to push, and she wants to push in a situation where, well, I know she's not pushing straight in, so she must need to see a piece of the ball. She probably allowed Allison to hit it, but then it's going to say, okay, how am I going to play safety from here? She said, I'm going to let you take it. And what I think she's going to do is cut this 2 ball back into this pack. So cut the 2 ball into the side rail, back by the 7 and the 9. Let the cue ball go 2 rails all the way up table, somewhere around the 4. 1, 2, back to the 7, 9, and get behind that 4. Uh-oh, you better slow down.
Whoa, whoa.
Wow.
Kelly walks by like, yep,
Dangerous but
right where I meant to
effective.
leave it. You'll see by our scoring strip up top, the player who has the break will be identified on the lower part to the left of the space under their name. Those 3 balls that Kelly made.
Okay, looks like she's going to hit that side rail. Try to play for the 2-7 combination. A little bit of draw, very nice. Look at this lead. If it slows down, no.
And that was a tall order, Jeanette. I mean,
But
that kind of opening shot.
But you really, that's all you can do is decide. You know, if you take each shot and look at how tough it is, you're just not going to shoot. You know what I mean? So you just have to decide, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and then take it from there.
And Kelly certainly did not leave her much choice, as you said. 2 balls stopping in the corner pocket, and now this is what Kelly wanted.
You know, and a lot of players, this is what's different about Kelly, is a lot of players will start off a little bit more conservative, a little bit more, you know, I wouldn't say tentative, but simply leave themselves a larger margin of error and play longer position. But not Kelly. She just gets right in there and lets it out from the beginning.
An aggressive player, to be sure. Likes it that way. Loves the action of that, although a tremendous defensive player, too. I'm sure we'll see that as she moves around trying to take care of these final balls in this opening rack. Let's give you the rules of the game quickly. It's a race to 7 for the title. 30-second shot clock with 1 extension per rack as we look at that 5-ball going. They will alternate the break, and it will be foul on all balls. And as I said, this is exactly what Kelly Fisher wanted. Give the great Allison Fisher only 1 chance at the table.
The first game.
And take the rest in her column. A common homeland in England and the same last name aren't the only connections that Allison Fisher and Kelly Fisher share. Allison has been the dominant force in the game for more than a decade.
Yes!
Kelly wants that reign to end. They're building an intense rivalry along the way. At the 2007 U.S. Open, Kelly had a chance to gain her first major title, but let it slip away in agonizing fashion. And at the year's last major, the WPBA Championship, Allison again walked away with a major title so tantalizingly close to Kelly's grasp. Allison, cool, calm, deadly, looking for her 53rd tour title. Kelly, fiery, passionate, hungry, anxious to change the course of recent events. The title at stake in Michigan City.
This ESPN presentation of the Great Lakes Classic presented by the American Pool Players Association is brought to you by Blue Chip Casino Hotel. It's good to be connected. By the American Pool Players Association, the largest amateur pool association in America. And by Brunswick Billiards since 1845, the standard of superior craftsmanship preferred by experts around the world.
Later this year, Blue Chip Casino will unveil its latest vision, which includes a stunning 22-story hotel tower, luxurious spa, convention center, and expanded dining choices. No need to wait till then. Come enjoy over 2,000 slots and unlimited gaming all on one level. The fantastic Blue Chip Casino Hotel. A look at our Bulldog road to the finals. Kelly with a victory over Sarah Ellerby. Allison, the victory over Karen Kaur. They both deserve to be in this final. A look at our 9-ball rules. Cue ball and balls numbered 1 to 9. You have to hit the lowest numbered ball on the table first. Game over when the 9-ball is pocketed. Allison's week here in Michigan City, a great one. And the win over Anna Kostanian, a payback victory for the loss in Charlotte at the GenerationPool.com 9-ball championship, which Allison really felt a lot. Here is a look at what I believe to be a very true representation of the greatness of Allison Fisher. Two fantastic players, Tiger Woods and Roger Federer, obviously. In terms of titles, in terms of what they have done in their sport, no question in my mind that Allison Fisher ranks right up there with both of them. Anytime I feel we get to see her play is a treat. Surefire Hall of Famer, looking for her 53rd title. Down 1-0 right now to Kelly Fisher with her first chance at the break. And Jeanette, nothing.
No, she doesn't have a shot. She didn't make a ball, but she also didn't leave her opponent a very good shot. Kelly's going to come up here and look and see what's going on. I would suspect there's going to be a safety.
The combination for Kelly. Well, we talked earlier about her aggressive nature and her tendency to go for shots. And a good example right there. And I think she's really trying to make a statement back to Allison, too.
That's
you
right.
make some mistakes, you give me some chances, I'm going to capitalize. This is exactly the way that Kelly
out.
wanted to come out, asking it to slow down a little bit.
Okay, a little further back than she wanted. Remember, the 1 ball was up near that 4 ball. She's going to shoot that 2 ball straight in the corner and try to draw back. She wants to make sure she has an angle on the 3 ball so that she can shoot. See, now this is difficult. She's got to hit a low ball. She's okay.
She's okay, yep.
Yeah.
See how close it
Okay.
got?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. It looked like she was going to be right over that, but she's not. Right to the side rail and back. What's really nice is no matter how she was last rack, it doesn't change her tempo or her style so much this rack. She just always knows, hey, this is a new day. each
Great
time.
attitude. Her father, Don, a championship boxer in England. She herself, a black belt in Kung Fu at an early age. She knows what it means to be disciplined, to have a good, positive attitude. That is one of the things about Kelly I think everybody responds to on tour. Fantastic to have her here. Let's see what she can do. 6, no problem. Let us mention this terrific playing equipment as we get started here in the finals. The Brunswick Gold Crown 5 Tournament Edition table. You'll find no table better. Simonis 860 cloth, Aramis Super Pro balls, and we'll be using the Mueller rack. And Kelly Fisher has indeed made an opening statement to Allison. 2 racks in a row, back-to-back, a 2-rack lead in a race to 7. This is what we wanted to see. 2 players hungry for a title here in Indiana. Fantastic spot here in the American heartland, Michigan City, Indiana, and the shores of Lake Michigan. Lots to see and do outside for sure. Inside, the great players of the WPBA Classic Tour. We're down to 2 here at the Blue Chip Casino Hotel. Allison Fisher and Kelly Fisher. We talk about the break and how important it is. Jeanette, look at these 2 breaks by Allison and Kelly.
Very, very similar. Kelly's a bigger woman, so you can see it, but really, break is very similar.
Almost in exactly the same position there at that point in the break. Both of them standing up when they finish. Not the most powerful on tour by any means, but certainly accurate. And they know how to follow up the break without question. Kelly Fisher's week here in Michigan City. Really good playing, obviously. A big win over Vivian Villarreal and then beating Xiao Ting Pan before Sarah Ellerby. To me, the key match for her so far along the way. Obviously, the semifinal against Sarah, a big one. But the match against the defending Great Lakes champion, Xiao Ting Pan, knocking her out. And the fact that Xiao Ting just won the GenerationPool.com 9-ball championship in Charlotte had to make Kelly feel terrific. So here she is, up 2-0 against Allison Fisher, and with the break in rack 3, a tremendously advantageous position for Kelly. Let's see if she can keep the momentum going.
Where's this 3-ball gonna go? Okay, it looks like the 1-ball does go in that corner pocket. The 5-ball pocketed on the break, but the problem with this is there's not a really good way of making the 2-ball next, having position on the 2-ball, so therefore this is where you would play safety. Now she's gonna cut the 1-ball, preferably behind the 3-8, and bring the cue ball all the way over behind. Speed control's off. She wanted to get the cue ball to go further over behind the 3-8. Now, what's Allison gonna do here? Looks like she'll probably play safe back. It'd be nice if she could get that 1-ball to go down table and just let the cue ball. There you go. Nice, and I think that that was effective. She's
Kelly
probably
might
going
have
to
a
be going.
peek. Does she at the left side of the one?
Well, I don't know that it does her any benefit. It's better to go this way, 2 rails, make the 1-ball, let the cue ball come back down for the 2-ball.
It is indeed where she's lined up.
She's going to try to go 2 rails, not 1. There you go. She actually hit the wrong side of the ball, but it was a difficult kick to begin with. Now Allison finally has an open table. She's got a long 1-ball. It's a little bit of an angle, and all she wants to do is pop it in. But this is missable because she's going to be thinking about where her 2-ball goes. She'd like to follow it between the 6 and 9. Focus on making the 1. Ooh. She overcut it a little bit. And left Kelly what looks to be a hanger. The 1-ball is very easy to pocket, but because the cue ball is directly over the 6-ball, that's going to give Kelly a very long jacked up bridge. See how she has to elevate to stay out of the way of the 8 and draw it. Makes it more difficult to control.
Now, Jeanette, if you are Kelly,
Yes.
you can't ask for a better start to a final matchup with Allison than
That's
this.
right. That's right. Now watch this. She has to shoot the 2-ball in that corner pocket, and she's trying to go 2 rails up to shoot the 3-ball in the same corner pocket. You almost saw her aim up for it, but again, she's come up short. This is, I don't know how many times in a row she's come up short.
I was going to say, you're in great position. You've got the opening 2 racks. Allison has really not had a lot of shots. And now Kelly's letting it slip away just a little bit. Let's see what she can do here.
Now, all she's got to do is give a little bit of left-hand English. She's going to hit the 3-ball in the corner pocket. She didn't want to come too deep, and that's why she gave that left-hand English, so that it could come short on that rail and end up straight in.
Kelly from West Yorkshire in England. Allison from Chessington, England.
A straight-in ball. Just let her cue ball follow up for the 6-ball.
She knew it.
And look, do you see how she walked away
it.
so quickly? She just completely took that for granted. I wouldn't even call that nerves. I wouldn't call it. She was careless. She did not focus on making sure she made the ball before she walked to the next shot.
And that stunned her.
Some people say, you know,
Stunned.
some people, you watch them and they get up on the shot and you say, oh, she didn't follow through. She followed through. She was already walking to the next shot. She took it for granted.
See what Allison can make of this. Important for Allie to get on the board here.
Allie's going to try to play safety. Wow, look at this. Look how short she came.
So both players, in terms of their speed control, not where they want to be at all yet.
Absolutely. Let's see if she comes with this. This would be an incredible shot if she makes it, because in this position, look at that. And that's Kelly Fisher right there.
You know, I think everybody on tour, we mentioned her 3 wins in San Diego and how she wants to win somewhere else. And just, of course, as I'm saying that, and there's 2 shots in this rack that have made Kelly look just like that. Cannot figure out what happened on either of them.
She looks confused, but she knows what it is. She took them for granted.
Well, both of them are big, because instead of having a 3-rack lead in a race to 7, she's giving the best player in the world since 1996 another chance at the table. It is something that you cannot do.
No, especially when she's getting these opportunities. She's up 2-0. And Allison is dangerous, so much more dangerous if you're just going to keep her giving her opportunities. And Kelly's not someone that's known for choking under pressure. She didn't miss that 6 because her hand was shaking. She misses because sometimes she rushes a little bit too much.
It is something that Kelly constantly has to be aware of, is her pace of play and the speed with which she executes shots. Talk about her liking to play fast. Sometimes it can backfire and bite you. And Allison takes care of that and finally gets on the board here in Michigan City. 2-1 Kelly over Allison. Here's some trivia brought to you by our friends at Simonis.
What shot did I just play? Was it A, a carom, or was it B, a combination? I'll tell you after the break. The answer is A, carom. A carom is where you strike the first object ball, then the cue ball strikes the second object ball to make the shot. A combination is where you strike the first object ball, and that object ball strikes the second object ball to make the shot. And there you have it.
Great work by another English woman, one of our favorites out here on tour. Thank you to Kim. We're at the Blue Chip Casino Hotel, the finals of the WPBA Great Lakes Classic. Mitch Lawrence and the Black Widow, Jeanette Lee. Watching Allison Fisher and Kelly Fisher, we move into rack number 4. Kelly up 2-1.
And you can see Allison's disappointment at not having a shot. She just broke, made the 1 ball and the 4 ball in the corner pocket, and she's now rail to rail for the 2 ball. So only option here would be a safety, and it's a touchy one. She wants to cut the 2 ball back and hopefully get the cue ball to hide behind the 8 ball. Let's see. Didn't quite get behind the 8 ball.
What's interesting by Allison, we talk about what great players do in adjusting during the course of a match. She changed sides where she was breaking from after not making anything in rack 2, makes 2 balls on the break that time, and at least has some kind of play.
Right. Now she's got an opportunity to bank this 2 ball, but the problem would be getting position on the 3 ball. So more than likely she's going to choose to play some kind of a safety. She's trying to hit it very thin.
Extension.
See if she can get her cue ball to go 2 rails down and back behind the 8 ball. And hopefully the 2 ball will back cut and be near the 5, it looks like. Ooh, that was way too much.
Oh.
Yeah, but she hit that a lot fuller. And look, did you notice she just jumped right up in the air?
We've seen that a couple times, that move up off the shot by Kelly.
Oh, she knows she butchered that ball. She was supposed to hit that far thinner than she did. Now leaving Allison a great opportunity. Allison's going to pocket this 2 ball. Go forward 2 rails for the 3 ball. In the side pocket.
And as opposed to Kelly jumping up,
Careful.
you got a good look at staying down on a shot that time by
That's
Allison.
right. Here, she can go pretty straight. She's going to cut the 3 ball a little bit with high English, causing the cue ball to go forward to the side rail and back out for the 5 ball. Walking over, looking at her shot. She's going to shoot the 5 ball, come across, come back out to the middle of the table. You want to make sure not to give it too much draw. She's hitting low, but if you draw too much, you can scratch in the side pocket. So right now she's just looking, pocket the 5 ball, come out to the middle of the table, maybe even close to where the cue ball is already. Perfect, very nice.
And, you know, I mentioned something about adjusting and changing the stance. It could prove to be a really key point later on, getting control of this rack by making balls and knowing how to come back after you're down by 2 racks. It's what Allison has done so well over the years.
She should make this. She's going to shoot the 6 ball. Watch the cue ball. Come down and back up table for the 7.
She had told me when I was asking her about how she felt about her play in the GenerationPool.com championship in Charlotte, where she finished 5th, that she really did not feel good about her performance. She said that she was not as patient as she wanted to be. Certainly in a big match that she lost in the quarters against Anna Kastanian, she did not take her time. She felt she forced the issue and didn't give it full measure. So it's interesting, you were talking before about taking shots for granted and things like that. I know it's something that Allison worked on and has had a great time this week of bringing herself back to where she wants to be. She seems to be getting in that position now, Jeanette.
That's right. She's showing a lot more patience. She's going to hit this with a low ball, drawing the cue ball back off the 7. And you can see it with the little spots on the cue ball. Allows you to see what she's doing there. She is going to make sure these pockets can be unforgiving. They're professional pockets, and you have to be accurate. 8 ball, 9 ball, corner pocket.
Yes. So the first 2 racks to Kelly Fisher and the next 2 to Allison Fisher, and terrific work when she had the chance. That is what Allison Fisher has been all about over the years. Let's find out about what the great one thinks behind the cue.
I started off the year well with the San Diego victory. I really like it there, but I wouldn't say it was. I played very strong against Karen in the semi-final. In the final, I played a lot better. And then in the next event, I lost to Anna before the televised stages, and I was very disappointed. I think I wasn't making balls on the break. My attitude wasn't as good as it should have been, and so I've come into this tournament with a bit of a better attitude. And I played very strongly last night with a rematch with Anna from the last event to get to television. So my form has been good. My breaking needs some work. You know, I'm looking at the stats and seeing that, you know, my break is my weakest part of my game. And sometimes the tables don't rack very well, sometimes they do, and sometimes you need to break from different areas. So that's something that needs a lot of attention from my point of view. The big thing for me is attitude, you know, going in with the right temperament and just doing my best, trying to get my best performance out there. You've got to be playing well when you get out there in the final. It doesn't matter who you're playing, you've got to come with a strong performance.
Fantastic attitude by Allison Fisher indeed. She's tied this final match up against Kelly Fisher here in Michigan City. So much to see and do when you've got Lake Michigan right outside your door. Look at that. How much fun does that look like? Michigan City, Indiana, and the Blue Chip Casino Hotel. Fantastic hosts all week. Volunteers for this event came from various local American Pool Players Association leagues in Indiana and Michigan. Other than getting to help at these professional events, there are a lot of other benefits to being an APA member.
Being a part of the APA, I've met a lot of great people. I'm learning the game a lot more.
It lets me play against higher skill level players, test my skill, and improve my skill.
With us playing together, it gives me more of a challenge, I think, because he's really good. So I have to pick up my game a little bit more.
We have over 175 teams that I'm in charge of scheduling matches for, maintaining the equalizer handicap system on, which is one of the things that separates us from other leagues in the sense that we have an ability to let everybody play and anybody can win. And we try to make sure that the events that we sponsor and have are fun. That's what we do, provide fun.
And we certainly thank them all. Let's take a look at some highlights from rack number 5. Kelly Fisher at the table, tied at 2.
She makes a ball on the break. But then here we go again. Shoots the 7, overcuts it. She's already walking towards the next shot. And she's mad at herself because she knows she should have made that ball.
Not happy at all. Allison Fisher, that 9 for a 3-2 lead. The highlights from rack 6 now. And Allison Fisher putting on a clinic right now on the break.
But unfortunately, again, she doesn't have a shot on the 2 ball, so she's forced to push out, which gives Kelly the perfect opportunity to take this next game. Leaves herself tough on the 9 ball, but she makes it.
Gotta make her feel good. That ties us up at 3 apiece. Again, a race to 7 for the title here in Michigan City. Mitch Lawrence and the Black Widow, Jeanette Lee. And the 2 Fishers putting on a show for everybody involved. Corner pocket.
Has a nice, long, tough shot on the 1 ball. But if she makes the 1 in the side, the cue ball will naturally come down table for the 2. So now it's just a matter of, after these last couple of unforced errors, can she just stay down and pocket this tough 1 ball in the side? And she overcuts it.
Kelly with a few misses in this match. And after every one has looked kind of shocked.
Ugh.
Not by much, but that part doesn't matter. We'll give Allison a chance at the table one more time.
And now there's really no problems. She makes the 1 ball in the corner pocket. The cue ball is going to come out 1 rail for the 2 ball in the corner pocket. Very nice. Now it looks like she might have to stretch a little bit, but still 3 balls out in the middle of the table. She can't reach it, so she's going to use the bridge. But again, with a snooker background, she's very comfortable with the bridge. And remember, the final stroke is a nice slow backswing, stop, and just follow all the way through. She actually got the perfect angle on this 3 ball. She's going to shoot the 3 ball in that corner pocket. Hitting it low, but not drawing immediately, just allowing it to come over to the side. Nice low ball. And this is about speed control. She does not want to end up straight on this 4 ball. She wants to be a little bit above it so that she has a natural angle on the 5. Stay above it. Very nice.
What's interesting to me, Jeanette, you mentioned about, we've mentioned a number of times, certainly, about the snooker backgrounds of these great players coming over. And I think people at home, it's not just a word about the difficulty of playing snooker and what it creates in terms of your fundamentals. Go to a pool room, go to a room that has a snooker table. Get to it. It's much bigger than a regulation table. The balls are smaller, the pockets are smaller. It is very, very difficult to imagine getting to the level that Allison and Karen and other great snooker players, Kelly, have gotten to without having great fundamentals. And it's a lot of fun to just go and try to pocket some balls on a snooker table if you've never done it before.
That's right.
It'll blow your mind. It really will.
Occasionally you'll find tables that are 5 feet by 10, but generally they're 6 feet by 12 feet. So you're using a bridge most of the time.
It's incredible.
Or at least for a while.
And obviously both of these players know what it means to succeed on those.
Stay down, follow through.
So once again, taking advantage of her opponent, letting her get to the table on somebody else's break. Allison Fisher with this 9 takes a 1-rack lead over Kelly Fisher in the finals. Time for our tip of the day, brought to you by Q-Tech Cubes.
One of the most difficult situations in pool is when your cue ball is frozen to the rail. One of the reasons is that you can only see the top part of the cue ball. So the first tip is, in order to find center ball on the cue ball, you just want to find the highest point on the cue ball. Most people don't practice it, so I recommend you do this a few minutes every day you practice. You just shoot object balls into the pocket and focus on good technique. Raise the butt of the cue slightly so you don't miss cue, and keep your action short and compact. So when you're in a situation where you're shooting for the money ball from the cue ball of the rail, you won't be scared. Remember, keep your action short and compact, and you'll be strong off the rail also.
The beauty of Lake Michigan, so close to Michigan City, Indiana. Glad to have been here all week. Fantastic spot. And a look at our Mueller Top 16. Tremendous week for all of these players, but especially for Sarah Rousey, the 2003 WPBA Rookie of the Year from nearby Illinois. A tremendous week in Michigan City.
I think I played really well. I haven't played pool in probably 2 months, so I'm pretty happy. I wasn't even expected to be seeded for this tournament, and I was. So what happened is incredible. I'm like, oh, wow, maybe I should just not practice ever if it's gonna be like this. If I can do this without practicing, watch out if I do start practicing.
Let us take a look at the highlights from rack 8. Remember, Allison was up 4-3 going to this point, and with the break in rack 8, but nothing for Allison Fisher and Kelly Fisher with a chance at the table, Jeanette.
She actually had a very nice run out here. The most important part was getting position on the 6, which she did. And there goes the 9.
A sigh of relief from Kelly Fisher. We are tied at 4 after 8 racks. Race to 7 for the title in Michigan City, Indiana. Allison has one already on tour, the San Diego Classic. First event of the year.
She makes the 1 ball on the break. She's got a nice cut on the 2 ball, but you've got to be careful of whether or not that cue ball hits the 4. It's kind of risky. So hopefully she won't hit the 4 ball. The cue ball hit that end rail. The other I think she's going to play it. The other possibility was to play the bank, to play the safety. Let's see.
Makes the 2, but you see her pointing.
She was hoping
right
to hit
there.
the 8 ball to slow down her cue ball. She looks at banking the 3 ball. But instead, she's going to, looks like she's going to try to play safe.
Extension.
Takes her extension.
I think that is the shot. She's supposed to bank that 3 ball away up table somewhere towards the 4 and let the cue ball draw behind the 9 ball. Oh, it was an awesome shot. That was great.
Nice.
I think Allie's going to be taking her jump cue out. We usually have separate cues because the jump cue tends to be a little bit lighter, a little bit stiffer, allows us to get down and through the ball with minimal amounts of English. Here she goes, straight down into the slate. What a nice jump shot. Makes a solid hit, but no shot.
Wants that 3 to stop rolling. The closer it gets to the pocket, the easier the shot for Kelly.
Yeah. She's looking at cutting this 3 ball. Left hand English. Oh, she looks like she's going to play a safety. Maybe behind the 4 ball? No, she's cutting it in. Oh, her speed's off. Look at her. She's wishing it over with her cue stick. Because that would have been a wide open situation with her cue ball. Just a little bit more, huh?
And she is upset about not having the shot that she wanted at this point. Critical, obviously. Tied at 4, race to 7. Somebody will establish some control with a 5th rack.
But see, right now, all you can do is hold on for dear life because her speed's been off almost this entire set, just hitting it a little bit too soft. So let's just keep it together, give it everything you've got, make a nice thin hit on the ball, bring the cue ball all the way down. Well, you know what? That's not a bad safety. The problem with this is where the 8 ball is. She can bank that 4 ball away and stick the cue ball right behind the 8 ball without much problem. The only thing she's got to watch out for is hitting the 4 ball twice. Hit the left side of that pink 4 ball and just stick right there. Perfect hit.
Hello.
Very, very nice.
And this is normally where Allison Fisher takes control of matches. It doesn't necessarily have to be a spectacular, aggressive, offensive shot.
Right.
But she will kill you with defense as quickly as she will with offense.
And that's why you can't just play any safe and say, oh, well, I'm in a good position because she has no offensive shot, because she might have a great safety that you've just laid up there for her. She's going to try to go 2 rails. Oh! That was a very good effort for where she was at, because when your cue ball's in the other rail, it's hard to determine how the balls are going to come off the rail.
Not
Look at
good
that.
enough. You'll see it make
tried,
contact with the 6 before the 4. So referee Steve Tipton, ball in hand for Allison, and that's what I was talking about.
Wide
and
open
I think
table
a great point that you made about not being really specific about a safety and trying to lock her up as much as you can, because that safety she played back against Kelly was just fantastic.
And you know what? You can't just not leave them a shot. You have to not leave them a safety as well. This is just, she's out.
This is just nothing
Come
to
on,
say
Allie,
about
get
it.
it
All right, get it
over
over
with.
with, right.
This is perfect. As long as she doesn't get straight on any ball. We always think we want to get straight, but you want a little bit of an angle that allows you to go back, forward, left, right. So right now, she just wants to hit the ball, come out in the middle of the table. Shoot the 7 ball. She's looking again to have just a little angle on the 8. If you get straight, all you can do is go forward or backward.
You know, I think watching Allison move around the table at this point, and we'll mention again this Brunswick Gold Crown 5 Tournament Edition table that has been used all week, really identifies the best players. But amazing to me that Allison just time after time finds a way to keep going.
She's going to hit this with low left and draw her cue ball down to the middle of the table. She wants to make the 9 ball in the same corner pocket. Nice.
This for a 1-rack lead. Yep. And very, very methodical was the end of that rack by Allison Fisher. Kelly Fisher knows she's in for it. When you face that kind of a safety, not much you can do. Allison Fisher up by 1 in Michigan City.
This ESPN presentation of the Great Lakes Classic presented by the American Pool Players Association is brought to you by the American Pool Players Association, the largest amateur pool association in America. And by Q-Tech Cues, serious cues for serious players, and choice of the world's most dominant player.
Let us take a look at some of the highlights from rack number 10, and basically the highlights all involve Allison Fisher.
Now she's just a basic run out. There's nothing to this.
Tremendous break, and she has been doing it since early in this match. Multiple balls, and amazingly, no break and runs in the semis or in this match up to this point. And when she's up 5-4 and has a chance in the 10th rack to open up a little bit of a lead, what does Allison Fisher do? Comes with a break and run. Fantastic
That's right.
concentration and ability on her part right there. Kelly will try to answer it. 2 balls on the break for her.
And you know what? There's a problem here because she's got the 1 ball on one end, straight in, and 3 ball all the way on the other end. Now it's possible, but it's going to take a stroke. She's going to give it high. She's going to go rail first and pound it, and because of it, she might miss this 1 ball. There you go. And does she leave her a shot? Yes, she does. Look at that.
Wow, and that's what she was looking at, and you will see a look of resignation as she goes back to her seat. She didn't miss it by much, Jeanette. That's for sure. I think she thought she gave it a good effort, but the pocket's very unforgiving.
Yeah, she made 2 balls on the break. I'm sorry. She made 2 balls on the break. She should have had a better opportunity than that. And now she leaves her a basic 3, 1, 2, 3 rails, go all the way down below the 9 ball for shape on the 3 ball. Low right hand English. You want a little bit of draw to keep from scratching in the corner pocket. Back here where the, Allison is already. Draw, right, to the long rail and back down underneath. Perfect.
Wow.
But it's easier said than done. She made it look easy, but that is definitely a difficult shot.
Well, to me, this is classic Allison Fisher. A match tied at 4, and obviously as close as you can get in a race to 7, and all of a sudden at a critical time, space between Allison and an opponent. And I don't care who it is, she'll force you into mistakes and then take advantage. She does all the things that she has to do. And she looks incredibly confident and relaxed right now, as she should, on the verge of what would be another in a long, long, long line of Classic Tour titles. And Jeanette, if you're Kelly, there's an empty feeling in the pit of your stomach right now.
Yeah, because Allison doesn't get careless. She might miss a ball trying to do other things, but with these balls all wide open over here, all she's got to do is do her job, make the balls, take the care that she's going to take.
You mentioned it early in this match, twice last year at the US Open, the WPBA Championship. Allison and Kelly in the finals. Allison got both of those titles. Another final matchup here. And we know Kelly, she will absolutely keep plugging and working and doing what she has to do. And Allison has a little more of this than she wanted, I think.
Yeah, she put a little bit of English, low right-hand English, which spun that cue ball out to the middle of the table, whereas if she just hit low, it would have hit the side rail bounce just a little bit. So now she's got a tougher cut than she wanted to. I'm still betting on her making it. But still, you know, it's a little unnerving. She's got to keep it together, keep her focus in. Smooth rolled it.
Beautiful. You know what's impressive to me, too? We talk about how does she keep her attitude, how does she keep her mind, how does she keep being hungry after all this time. 11 times the Player of the Year in the 12 years she's been here. It is one of the most staggering assets I think she has, is her ability to keep being hungry for titles. And she adjusts whenever she needs to, finds a way to win, keeps
really
working
is amazing.
hard.
It really is amazing.
And this 9-ball, no doubt, for another title. And I know you will see a very happy, pleased Allison Fisher right now. With every one, she just cements her place in history. Allison Fisher, the champion of the Great Lakes Classic in Michigan City for the 3rd time. There it is, our Pool Dog road to the finals. 1 left out of 64. Allison Fisher, and she is down on the floor with Jeanette Lee.
Allison, tell me a little bit about how you felt like that match went at the beginning. It was a little bit rough, and then?
Well, I mean, I think Kelly came out firing. She's been after a tournament for a while. She really wanted this. We've had a few tournaments in the past that have gone my way. And she went 2-0 up without me really doing anything. I had a kick shot, and that was it, I think. And then she rattled the 6-ball in the 3rd game, and that really, I think, gave a little bit of momentum back to me. It went back and forth, and I feel like it was a fair match as far as roles go. When she can be aggressive, if there's a slight chance of safety or not, she's going to be the aggressor in the situation. So I think that's just the nature of her game.
Here's a look at our turning point of the match, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association and Kelly Fisher at the table. This foul gave ball in hand to Allison after a tremendous safety, and that was pretty much all there was to it. Here's Jeanette with Kelly Fisher.
How do you feel like this went compared to the last match?
I felt a lot more, well, my break was working a lot better, and I got to such a good start. To be honest with you, I felt that I gave a couple of racks away. You know, it felt so good. I really was surprised as much as anybody.
And there it is. Allison Fisher will take this one home, as I said, for the 3rd time. It has been a tremendous week in Michigan City. We're glad you've been with us. Allison talked about attitude and performance, both of them there in dominant Allison Fisher style. We congratulate her on her 53rd tour title. For Jeanette Lee, I'm Mitch Lawrence. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Congratulations again to Allison Fisher.